We are about 28 days away from the proposed start of the Women's Premier League in India. Remember, it is a truly historic moment for women's cricket. After the success of the Under-19 World Cup, one hopes that women's cricket has a great success for India, especially in the upcoming T20 World Cup that will begin from February 12th. After that, there will be the Women's Premier League involving 5 teams. So, the tentative dates and the schedule is out as far as the venues are also concerned. There is some very interesting format changes in this edition of the Women's Premier League, and this might be the template for the coming 3 years. So what are the tentative dates that have been announced for this as well as the venues? So as reported earlier, March 4th to March 26th, that will be the time when the Women's Premier League games will be held. Only at CCI Brabon and DY Patil. These are the 2 venues that will be held there, because Wankhede will be gearing up to host the India-Australia men's test and also be decked up for the IPL that will begin from April 1st potentially. So DY Patil and Brabon are confirmed to be the 2 venues, and the Women's Premier League is all slated to be held in Mumbai alone completely. This could be the template going forward for the next 2 editions as well, when there are 5 teams. Now, the first major game, the opener of the Women's Premier League, could see the Gujarat Titans take on Team Mumbai. We don't know it will be the Mumbai Indians. So, Gujarat Giants versus Mumbai Indians. 2 of the biggest business houses, they will clash in the opening game of the Women's Premier League. Remember, Gujarat Giants was bought by Adani Sportsline, and Mumbai Indians, that has been bought by the Ambani Group. So that is why Ambani versus Adani in a very sporting way. It will happen. It is potentially going to happen at the CCI in Brabon. That's where the opening game is slated to be there. So Gujarat Giants versus Mumbai Indians, that could be the first encounter on March 4th. March 5, we could have our first doubleheader. Delhi versus Bangalore, and Ahmedabad will be back. The Gujarat Giants, they will be back and they'll take on Lucknow. The opening game, as I said, will be DY Patil. Correction, it's not Brabon, it's DY Patil. So, DY Patil will host the opening game, which will feature the Gujarat Giants and Mumbai Indians. And it will be a blockbuster opening to the Women's Premier League, and that's how it's been built up as. But however, the Women's Premier League this time has got a very unique playoff system. Why? Because out of the 5 teams that are there, 3 will be directly into the playoffs. 3 will reach the playoffs. So how will the playoff system work? The team that finishes on top directly plays the final, whereas number 2 and number 3 will play one eliminator. That is how this WPL playoff structure is. So the teams that finish first on the table, they have a massive advantage in this Women's Premier League. Remember, number 1 gets direct entry into the final after the end of the league stages. Number 2 and number 3 play the eliminator. And that is how they are wanting to ensure that this format is pretty unique, and it is different from the other leagues that are existing. Traditionally, you see, after the end of the round robin phase, there is an eliminator, there is a qualifier, eliminator, qualifier 2 and final. Even the Women's Big Bash League, there is a similar structure. The Men's Big Bash League kind of had a different structure. Here, completely different. Top team in the final, number 2 and number 3, an eliminator. However, there are also 5 days that will be off in the Women's Premier League. And strategically, if you have to look at it, this is a very good move, because 5 days in the WPL, the dates are March 17th, March 19th, March 22, March 23 and 25 are the off days. 2 out of those days are actually the India versus Australia games. So that is why, in order that viewership does not clash with each other, they have ensured that March 17th, March 19th, March 22, March 23, because the competition will end on March 21, 22 and 23 will be the off date. The eliminator will be on 24 before the final one off day. So in that sense, 5 days, out of which 3 to ensure that it is not clashing with India versus Australia, they have given the off days accordingly. Final will be on March 26 and the tentative venue is at the DY Patil. So the opening game will be at DY Patil and the final will be in DY Patil, Navi Mumbai. The remaining games could be squeezed in at Brabon and at DY Patil. So it will be a very, very interesting situation. Remember, all the games will begin around 7 p.m. That is the ideal time when the IPL also begins. So the Women's Premier League will also begin at that same time itself. And so, 28 days to go for the Women's Premier League. It promises to be a very, very historic league indeed, because for the first time in India, women's cricket is getting a massive launchpad, and in a way, this is what many, many cricket fans wanted. So remember, March 4th to March 26th, opening game Gujarat Giants versus Mumbai Indians at DY Patil, final also at DY Patil. Only one playoff game, that is the eliminator, and then the final directly. The top team makes it to the final. Number 2 and number 3 play the eliminator. Thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this special live. We'll be back with more updates from Sports Today. Press the like, comment and share button. We are also there on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram as well. Thank you.